I got the chance to interview Nick Norris. Mr. Norris is an active musician in the underground metal scene, and trading emails, I was able to get his full opinion on the art and the industry. Visual arts plays a key role in music, as it more than often than not will be the first thing you will notice about a band, whether it is seeing them play live for the first time or in looking at a CD. The album art sets in motion whether or not you will consider purchasing the album if you don't know who the band is. In a live setting, bands who have a very interesting or theatrical stage presence typically draws attention to them much faster than, say, a band who stands around not moving at all on stage. Since the internet has become such a common piece of everyday life, it has made the access to such mediums all the more accessible. This to me has been an extremely positive influence, particularly in underground metal, as it has made the access to hard to find or out of print music much easier to get hold of. You can literally type in almost any band you want, and chances are you can find a blog or website that will have their album up for streaming or download, or even available for purchase. While many people feel that this has had a very negative effect on music, to me it's making the metal underground thrive. I myself have started purchasing CDs a lot more than before due to my knowledge of music increasing exponentially. Many metal bands love to use the same images as a starting point to get their messages across. When you see a cover art with inverted crosses or a mound of bloody bones, you probably will not think this album is going to be singing about peace and free love. Black metal bands like to use anti-Christian symbolism as well as satanic or occult imagery, depending on what they believe in or what they are trying to get across. Death metal bands use everything ranging from pictures of gore and violence to grand vistas of worlds unknown. In most cases, when you see these images, you will have a good idea of what the music and lyrics will also focus on. They go hand in hand with each other. In terms of positive popularity, these images have basically allowed for many people to not feel so afraid to learn more about certain topics they might consider taboo. The interesting thing about metal is that it really lets you explore and learn about things you might find interesting but others might see as scary or offensive. I've seen people start to read more or even question and reassess their own beliefs because they listened to a band that was singing about the same thing. The thing that many people seem to forget is that just because a band is writing songs about a topic that might be disturbing doesn't necessarily say that the members of the band are actually going out and doing the things they write about. With all this being said, metal is also a very extreme form of music and lifestyle when you truly are passionate about it. With any positive thing that's in place, there will always be a form of negative popularity as well. In the case of metal, there is imitation without truly believing in what is being used. There will always be people who buy into the hype of something and try to make a quick buck of it. While such things can be seen as a nuisance, they generally have a short lifespan when the trends start to change or they are deemed to be a false entry. Due to a lot of metal bands using famous pieces as cover art, I feel that I have a far greater appreciation for such work. Many black and death metal bands like to use pieces from the romantic era of art as they have a much darker tone and overall theme running through them. That being said, there are also plenty of more modern artists that have been used or even commissioned to create works for bands. Many modern artists including H.R. Giger, Dan Seagrave, Alexander Brown, Axel Herman, and Ed Ripka. I feel that if you are going to be a musician, you must have a certain degree of respect for another artist, especially if their work is the first thing that comes to mind when you see an album or a shirt design of a band you have respect for.
our ancient slumber.